My name is Anthony S. Tota, and I am a lifelong resident of the city of Jamestown, New York State. I am reading through this video to include all the examples that I am presenting. First, I want to say that federal agencies whose directors must assume responsibility for those agencies' actions are committing crimes against myself and possibly other innocent Americans. Over the years, these crimes have been committed by the FBI, CIA, NSA, and other federal agencies. From my personal communications with the FBI, Directors Louis Freeh, Robert Mueller, yes, the special prosecutor in the investigation of President Trump, James Comey, Andrew McCabe, and presently Director Christopher Wray have a responsible role in torturing innocent Americans. Where is my evidence against the FBI? In the 1990s, when this torture began, I complained to the FBI field office in Buffalo, New York State. Their agents' responses were, among others, threatening my life, tampering with my vehicle, using laughing devices during my phone calls to them. I have also called the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. to complain of the deliberate, heinous crimes I will describe in this video, and also the criminal actions of the FBI agents in the Buffalo, New York State field office. Headquarters responded to me by stating that there were no FBI agents in FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. They also refused to investigate crimes of the Buffalo field office. They also hung up on me when I attempted to make federal complaints. They have been and are attempting to entrap me during phone calls that I make to them. I am going to describe to you what is pure torture at its best, from Nazi-style U.S. agencies designed to destroy the livelihood and murder Americans with absolutely no remorse or conscience. In fact, these agencies love to destroy American lives. I want to stress that on two different occasions, U.S. diplomats in Cuba and China were sickened by wave attacks. So assault upon people by use of wave technology is a reality and not a myth. Again, I want to be clear that many torture techniques developed by these agencies have been used upon myself. For example, the interrupting of my breathing that caused an artificial and not a natural condition of sleep apnea. This condition went away literally overnight and disappeared for 16 years since. This technology causes torture remotely through the use of wave technology assault. The actual physical torture is accomplished remotely from any distance by scientists and federal agency members who enjoy my suffering with the intent of shortening my normal lifespan, which is murder, no matter how you look at it. Some examples of my physical torture are a sharp shooting pain in my brain with a terse popping noise, which I have recorded via audio tape. Now, here the argument for a natural headache is gone because no one can say they can hear shooting pain in your brain unless your brain is the object of a physical wave assault. Painful clicking in both of my ears that I have again recorded. No sharp, painful clicking inside someone's ears can occur unless acted upon by an outside force, in this case, wave assault. Also, actual physical boxing of my ears, where wave technology compresses the air into a short, powerful burst in my ear canals. This torture is identical to someone coming up behind you and cuffing the openings of both of your ears with the palms of their hands, just like people did when I was a boy in the late 50s and early 60s. Also, snapping and popping of the bones in my joints, including my neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles. Again, this is not a natural condition because I can feel the snaps and cracking being applied by an external force, especially in the bones of my neck. I feel pressure and even muscle cramping just before the bones snap. My neck will violently snap in a resting position with limited movement, or even when I make a mistake of any kind, like some sick perverted kind of punishment. The severe force applied to these cervical vertebrae causes them to snap against each other with violent pain. Also, I have visual interference, including persistent, regular clouding of my left eye that occurs every time I miss a word while reading. When I go back to reread that word, my left eye immediately becomes cloudy, so I cannot read the word I missed. This is not a normal or natural physiological occurrence. Other torture includes pinprick pain under my toenails and randomly throughout the skin of my body, nausea, diarrhea, weakness, and muscular twitching. Although possibly natural, these conditions are also symptoms of radiation sickness caused by wave exposures. How are these agencies getting away with these crimes? The reasons are the nature of the torture, being invisible wave technology, and chip implantation, which is now on the nanoscale level. To give some example of government crimes, for years people were not aware that our own government was illegally listening to our phone calls until one man, Edward Snowden, exposed that crime. Otherwise, government would still be illegally listening to our phones and social media devices. In my instance, and probably with all of us, the government agencies are still listening. Doctors may even misdiagnose what is happening to you because government scientists and government agencies are using wave technologies that mimic symptoms like cancer, which can also arise by exposure to wave radiation used by agencies to torture and kill. People need to know that prolonged attacks by wave assaults can be destructive and cause injury to soft body parts as well as bone, so an apparent degenerative condition, even in a good faith diagnosis by a doctor, can be the result of wave assaults. The issue is people refuse to recognize or accept that government agencies are damaging our bodies in this manner. Government agencies that torture Americans hide behind the cloak of natural conditions so they can utilize wave technology assaults that parallel and mimic many conditions and physical problems. I have stated to you that recorded pains in my brain and ears are not natural, but induced invisibly by wave assaults. Also, because government agencies can induce pain remotely, they can intensify pain well beyond the pain suffered by a natural condition, and then blame their torture on some natural conditions. So you can see how easily government agencies can torture myself and others and get away with it. This is because wave attacks can and do cause diseases like cancer and can cause destruction of tissues and bone that mimic other natural diseases. So pain and suffering can be induced, and an increase of pain and suffering artificially by the use of wave assaults is, in short, torture. So what the government is doing is using wave technology, which has been factually proven to cause disease, physical pain, and human death and destruction, to torture and kill Americans. This is not a hard concept to grasp. What is hard to grasp is the kind of sick, perverted murderers that I have named that are responsible for this torture. The second prong of this perverse violation of constitutional and human rights is illegal surveillance, including interception of all media devices, phones, televisions, radio, and other electronic devices. I have witnessed time after time obscenities and nudity on television that no one has been held liable for when they are in violation of federal, state, and local regulations. Even my car radio stations are being intercepted. The third prong of federal agency crimes is noise harassment, which in fact has quite a history in government agency behavior and activity. For over 20 years, I can hear the noise of every vehicle going by from any room of any residence in the city of Jamestown 24/7, 365 days a year. How could this be when no one else hears the noise of every car from every room? Prior to the introduction of this torture, I did not hear any of this noise either. Further, there is a large amount of loud exhaust noise as part of this torture. How would anyone like to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, if you are lucky enough to sleep at all, and then hear the noise of vehicles that is so annoying that you couldn't sleep if you wanted to? Let me tell you how this is done. Every room in my own home and every residence where I have stayed in the city of Jamestown, New York State, is bugged with microphones that not only amplify the noise of vehicles going by, but also dub loud vehicle noises even when vehicles are not there. Also, there are perpetrators being well paid by federal agencies to drive by the residences that I am at, for the sole purpose of torturing me with constant loud noise. Those perpetrators, also known as gang stalkers, are paid well from your hard-working tax dollars. The legally installed microphones also amplify the noise of lawnmowers, weed whackers, and even conversations of people near the residences I have been in. Government agencies, including the FBI, using these techniques are murdering me. Their methods are clear: physical pain and destruction by wave technology, aggravating illegal surveillance, constant noise causing loss of sleep while I am being physically tortured. There is no question that torture combined with sleep deprivation harms the body, reduces immunity, and causes death. The people I stated in this video, along with other agencies and scientists, are murdering me and other innocent Americans. This is my phone number, area code 716-640-5799. This is my Gmail, anthonytoda4540@gmail.com. Any person victimized by this torture can contact me. It is time to organize and go to our lawmakers, investigate these agencies, and bring every one of these criminals to justice, as they are threatening and ruining constitutional rights and the right to live on the face of this earth. I will make further videos detailing these crimes. Thank you.